Hello, welcome again to my channel, Slanted Glasses. I know it's been a really long time since I post my video. I've been very busy and I'm still very busy. There are some events that I need to handle, so probably the frequency of my videos will be reduced significantly, but that's for another story. Today I'm going to review the series of books, the Fable books that I've been reading. Fables from 10 to 12. Okay, here are my review. The first one is the number 10, the volume 10. This is called The Good Prince. As the title suggests, you may be wondering who's the good prince. Is it Prince Charming, the only main character that named Prince at the front of his name? But it's actually not. It's about a character that we used to think that they are just a supporting character, but actually not. This book recounts a story of some sort of awakening of a character that became the good prince. And this is really fascinating because what this character do really significantly changed the course of the story of the whole saga, because he's really overpowered, but in a good way. He's a really lovable character that we know. I won't spoil it. So when he turned and make these changes, it doesn't feel forced. We want him to shine. The story itself centered around this character, and it felt really like a classic Arthurian, classic maybe Jesus kind of story. And it's really nice. Turned out so far this is my most favorite book of all the series. I haven't read beyond book 12, but this book, the 10th book, is my favorite series and makes me love this character more. Now the 11th book, this is called War and Pieces. There's some pun there. War and Pieces, because of the events that occurred in the last book. Because at this point we already know who the adversary is, and at this point all the fables in Fabletown making some offensive moves toward the adversary, and it's really satisfying to see them do what they did. Interesting in how they changed the perspective of how we saw magic world. We used to read magical stories and we wish we live in that kind of world, but in this book it turns our view around. It makes our world is more interesting, is more, what do you call it, it's more superior actually with the magical world. So we have so much more advantages because we're modern and etc. This book also tells us pieces, that might be the title, pieces of the stories of each character and their struggle in fighting the adversary. and how it ends, how it concludes, what happened with the adversary is really satisfying for me. It's not strictly black and white. 12th book. This is called The Dark Ages. This book, I think, marks the change of the Fables series. When first I read it, I felt that this is a more lighter series. If we try to compare it with Sandman series, I mean the Sandman, why I compare it with Sandman, because both stories use characters and use plot points from old stories. If Sandman uses myths, world myths, Fables use old fables, old fairy tales. But so I thought the series will be straightforward, black and white, the bad guy versus the good guy. But in this book, particularly, not in this book per se. I mean, we already saw it from before the 11th book, but in this book, this marks what happened after we defeat the traditional villain of the story, because we thought that the adversary will be the one be all and all of the villains of the series, but actually not. The defeat of the adversary creates new complications that make it really almost, I think it's the same level with the Sandman series. It's dark, and then there are new villains, and these villains are so terrifying. I literally afraid of this new villain. He's so overpowered, and he is the source of some magical stuff that our characters, that our protagonist had, that aided them in defeating the adversary. These items, these unexplicable, powerful items belongs originally to this villain, and he's really terrifying and threatening. I really love how this book really shakes the ground, really shakes the status quo. He makes all the Fabletown community just gone, not gone in dead, but they're running to the farm where the non-human fables are living, because they're afraid. They don't know what they're facing. Even the most confident character from the last book before the 12th book is afraid to this new threat. They cannot explain it. Nobody can explain it but us. Only us that can see what this new threat is doing. Be very prepared. This actually turned out not as light as we thought it will be. I thought, I mean, at least me, I'm thinking that this will be a really light stories, really light series. It's not, but it's really enjoyable. I really love threatening villain, you know, real threat where our characters, where our protagonists are in danger. So they have to change everything. They have to facing really tough changes. They and in extension us really have to be prepared for some loss, some of our favorite characters will be dead. Oh, that's it. My review for Fables volume 10 to 12. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I can inform you how good this book is, and maybe you guys that already read it can give your opinions down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe my videos. I'm still struggling to get there, but I think I will be still creating stuff that I like. So just bear with me. Okay. So that's all for today. For this video, I thank you so much for watching, and see you again in Slanted Glasses. Bye.